Do you know how Malaysia fought for its independence during the World War? Let's take a step back in time to the early 40s, a period marked by the shadow of World War II. Malaysia, then known as Malaya, was a British colony, rich in resources and strategically located in Southeast Asia. It was a gem that attracted the attention of the Imperial Japanese forces. As the war escalated, Japan turned its gaze towards Malaya. In December of 1941, Japanese forces landed on the shores of Kota Baru, marking the beginning of their occupation. This was not merely a change of rulers, it was the dawn of a new era, an era of struggle, resistance, and the fight for freedom. The initial reactions of the Malaysian people were a mix of fear, uncertainty, and a sense of betrayal. The British, despite their promises, could not protect Malaya from the invading forces. The people were left to face the harsh realities of war and occupation. Food was scarce, freedom was curtailed, and every day was a battle for survival. But amidst the hardships, the spirit of the Malaysian people remained unbroken. They knew that they had no choice but to adapt, to resist, and to fight for their land and their freedom. The occupation was a dark cloud that hung over Malaya, but it also sparked a flame of resistance that would burn brightly in the hearts of its people. The arrival of the Japanese forces and the subsequent occupation marked a turning point in the history of Malaysia. It was a time of turmoil and hardship, but it was also a time of unity and resilience. It was the dawn of a war that was not just fought on the battlefields, but also in the hearts and minds of the Malaysian people. This marked the beginning of a challenging era for Malaysia, an era that would test the courage and resilience of its people. As the occupation continued, the people of Malaysia began to resist. In the throes of war, a beacon of hope emerged from the very heart of Malaysia. The Malayan People's Anti-Japanese Army, or the MPJ, was born. This was not a conventional army by any means. It was a diverse group of individuals united by a singular purpose: to resist and to reclaim their homeland from the clutches of the Japanese forces. The MPAJA was composed of people from all walks of life. It was a melting pot of ethnicities, cultures, and backgrounds. Chinese, Malays, Indians, and even some British soldiers who had escaped capture banded together to form this resistance. They were farmers, fishermen, miners, and rubber tappers, but in the face of adversity, they became warriors. These everyday individuals became the beating heart of the resistance, their spirit indomitable. The operations of the MPAJ were as diverse as the people who formed it. They waged a guerrilla war against the Japanese, striking from the shadows, disrupting supply lines, and sabotaging critical infrastructure. They were a thorn in the side of the occupiers, a persistent reminder of the spirit of the Malaysian people. Despite the odds stacked against them, the MPAJA was a force to be reckoned with. Their operations were a testament to their resilience, resourcefulness, and the power of unity. They were a beacon of hope in a time of despair, a symbol of resistance in the face of oppression. They embodied the spirit of the Malaysian people, strong, resilient, and unyielding. The MPAJ story is one of unity and resilience. It is a story that demonstrates the power of the human spirit when faced with adversity. It is a story that resonates with every Malaysian, reminding us of our shared history and our collective strength. The resistance was a testament to the spirit of the Malaysian people, unwilling to bow down in the face of oppression. The winds of war started to shift, bringing hope to the people of Malaysia. As the Second World War marched on, the tide started to turn. The Allied forces, bruised but unbroken, began to regain ground. This change in the war's momentum was felt keenly in Malaysia, a nation that had been under the oppressive grip of the Axis powers. The turning point came with the Battle of Midway in 1942, a decisive victory for the Allies in the Pacific. This victory served as a beacon of hope, signaling that the Axis powers were not invincible. For the people of Malaysia, this shift in power dynamics was the first glimmer of hope, a ray of light piercing through the dark clouds of war. Meanwhile, on the home front, resistance groups were becoming increasingly active. Among these, the Malayan People's Anti-Japanese Army, or MPJ, played a pivotal role. This group was composed of various ethnicities, united by their common goal to liberate their homeland. The MPAJA was instrumental in aiding the Allies by disrupting Japanese supply lines, gathering intelligence, and providing a local force ready to seize control when the opportunity arose. The bravery and determination of the MPAJ and other resistance groups were invaluable. They fought tooth and nail, enduring harsh conditions and risking their lives, all in the name of freedom. Their efforts, combined with the shifting tides of war, led to a decrease in the Japanese stranglehold over Malaysia. As the Allies continued to gain momentum, the end of the war seemed within reach. However, for the people of Malaysia, the fight was far from over. The path to freedom was still fraught with challenges, and the nation would need to navigate carefully to avoid falling into another cycle of oppression. Yet, in spite of the hardships ahead, the people of Malaysia were not deterred. They were ready to fight for their freedom, armed with a renewed sense of hope and a determination to shape their own destiny. The end of the war was in sight, but the fight for Malaysia's freedom was far from over. With the end of the war came the promise of a new beginning. As the last echoes of gunfire faded, the sun rose on a Malaysia freed from the shackles of Japanese occupation. But this was not a return to the old ways. The British forces that reclaimed control found a nation transformed, a nation with a taste for self-determination. In the years that followed, the fight for independence took root, watered by the collective dreams of a people yearning for a land they could call their own. The formation of the United Malays National Organization, or UMNO, in 1946 was a significant step on this journey. As a political party, UMNO became a beacon of hope, rallying the people with its vision of a united, independent Malaysia. The road to independence was not a straight path, however. It was a winding trail marked by diplomatic negotiations and political maneuverings. One key event that stands out in Malaysia's independence narrative is the Bailing Talks of 1955. Here, leaders of the Malay community, including Tunku Abdul Rahman, the first Prime Minister of independent Malaysia, sat across the table from the British. They presented their case with fervor and conviction, arguing for the sovereignty of their land. The Bailing Talks were a turning point. They did not immediately yield the desired result, but they sparked a flame. The Malaysian people saw their leaders standing up for their rights, and this fueled their determination. They rallied, they protested, they stood united, demanding the freedom that was rightfully theirs. The fight for independence was a long and arduous journey, but the spirit of the Malaysian people never wavered. They faced each challenge with courage and resilience, their eyes always fixed on the prize of freedom. This spirit, this unwavering resolve, is the true testament to the strength of the Malaysian people and a reminder of the power of unity in the face of adversity. In the face of adversity, the people of Malaysia showed great courage and resilience. This powerful statement encapsulates the essence of our journey through Malaysia's fight for freedom during World War II. We began with the dawn of war, a time filled with uncertainty and fear. Yet, amidst these dark times, a beacon of hope emerged in the form of the resistance. Ordinary people, filled with extraordinary courage, banded together to form a formidable alliance against their oppressors. Their bravery was not defined by their military prowess alone, but also by their unwavering commitment to their homeland and their unyielding belief in freedom. As we delved deeper into the narrative, we witnessed the tide turning. The resistance fighters, undeterred by the daunting challenges they faced, persevered and pushed onwards. Their courage, combined with strategic planning and an indomitable spirit, gradually shifted the balance of power. This was no easy feat. It required not only physical strength, but also mental fortitude and the willingness to make great sacrifices. The road to independence was a long and arduous one, fraught with obstacles at every turn. Yet, the people of Malaysia navigated this path with tenacity and resilience. They understood that the journey was as important as the destination. The struggle for independence was not just about achieving freedom, but also about building a nation rooted in unity, respect, and dignity. In reflecting upon this poignant chapter of history, we are reminded of the immense courage and resilience of the Malaysian people. They faced their adversities head-on, stood their ground, and fought for their freedom with unwavering determination. Their story is an enduring testament to the power of unity and resilience in the face of adversity. The story of Malaysia's fight for freedom is a testament to the power of unity and resilience in the face of adversity. It is a story that continues to inspire us today,